Hi guys, today we're going to refresh how to do the equation of a line. We're going to practice writing the equation of a line and then just how to graph the equation of a line. So we're going to use our ruler, which is under our draw menu. So we'll try something if maybe you haven't done that before. But our general equation of a line is, and usually everyone will tell me this, y equals mx plus b. M stands for the slope, good. B stands for the y-intercept. What's our equation for slope? We refreshed our memories of midpoint, distance, and now we're going to refresh our memories of slope. M equals the change in y over the change in x. Some of you might say rise over run. You got to get up before you can run. Not rub. Or you might want to remember the formula. So we have to subtract our y's and then subtract our x's. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're just going to practice with this formula for a little bit, and then we're going to just go over the general sketch of it. So again, just like we did with distance and midpoint, if you want to write the coordinates out, x1 would equal 3, y1 would equal 4, x2 would equal 0, y2 would equal 3. So you're going to plug into the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we have, again, it doesn't matter the order you do as long as you're just consistent. So I don't always go with 2 and then 1. I just pick whichever way subtracting is easier. So I would do 4 minus 3. Those are my y's subtracted over 3 minus 0. So 1/3. That means I rise up 1 over 3. So this is going to be a shallow looking slope, up 1 over 3. So the slope of this was 1/3. Please do the slope of B, C, and D. When you do B, you should get a slope of 0. A 0 slope is a horizontal line. No extra work. Remember, you should be trying these on your own, checking with my answers to make sure you agree. I'm already good at math. You need to practice it. The next one is a negative slope. So this is going downhill. So just double check to make sure you're getting the slope is -1. And then lastly, depending on the order of which you did it, you might have a -13 over 0 or a 13 over 0. This is our undefined slope. This is an impossible. So this is a vertical line. So we're graphing linear functions. Now that we know how to do slope, there's two different methods that I like to do. One is making a chart, and the second one is slope-intercept form. So if you want to make a table, you want to get the line in the form of y equals mx plus b. You want to choose at least 3 values if it works. So we're going to take 3 values, we're going to plug them in for x, and we're going to solve for y, just like when we did domain and range. Then you're going to plot them and you're going to connect them. If you have a graphing calculator, this will obviously be easier. If not, it's not a big deal. We're only going to be plugging in a few. So just a few things to remember when you're graphing. Put arrows on the line. label the equation with the original, label the line, excuse me, with the original equation. EQN is my abbreviation for equation. You want to show a scale. You don't have to label everything, just show a little bit of a scale. And then label your axes. Mostly in this class, they're labeled for you. So if we're doing example 2, we want to get into y equals mx plus b form. So we have to get the y alone. So we're going to subtract the x. So y equals negative x plus 5. Make a chart. I'm going to pick 3 values. So in the middle, it's negative x plus 5. So I'm going to pick negative 101, or I could pick negative 202. Because this is a smaller table or grid line, I know that I need to keep it within 5. So just thinking ahead, I'm going to go with 0, 2, and 4. So negative 0 plus 5, negative 2 plus 5, negative 4 plus 5. So we're going to get a 5, a 3, and a 1. Then we're going to plot these points. We're going to go and grab the ruler. So if you haven't used the ruler before, it's pretty nifty. You have to use 2 fingers on the ruler and then tilt it to connect the points. Once you get it on, you just draw a sketch on it, and then you just tap off the ruler. So the labels, the axis labels are there, the scale's on there, we just have to label the original. Y plus x equals 5. When you're doing b, because there's a fraction, you're going to want to pick nice values. So if I'm multiplying something by 2/3 or I'm dividing something by 3, let's think about numbers that make sense so we don't get fractions. I could pick any multiple of 3. So negative 3, 0, or 3. So let's do 2/3 times a negative 3 plus 2. 2/3 times a 0 plus 2. And then 2/3 times a 3 plus 2. Again, if you have a graphing calculator, you can just type it into your y equals and then grab 3 nice values off your table that will fit. So we would get a 0 here, I believe, a 2 here, and then we would get a 4 here. So I'm going to plot these. Negative 3, 0, 0, 2, 3, 4. Again, I'm going to tap on the ruler and spin it, bring it over. These should be the best lines ever because you'll always use your ruler, unlike when you're writing in real life. All right, method 2 is slope-intercept form. So you want to get the value of m and know the value of b. So first we need to into y equals mx plus b form. Step 2, we want to list m, so the slope, and show with arrows how it moves. Third thing we want to do is list b. This is our y-intercept, so then you're going to want to write the coordinate. Write the coordinate. So it's going to be always on the y-axis. It's our y-intercept. So it's going to be 0, comma, b, whatever that value is. And then 4, plot b, and move the slope. So luckily, example 3 is already in the right format. So m equals 3/5. That means I can move up and right. So up 3, right 5. Or we reverse that. Down 3 for -3, left 5 for -5. B equals -4. So 0, -4 is where I begin. So I put my starting point at 0, -4. Because I can't move down on this graph, I'm going to move up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 5. So I can only fit 2 points on this graph, which is fine. Then I'm going to put my ruler on. And I'm going to label the graph with the original equation. All right, so then I have 3x plus 2y equals 6. I'm going to isolate for y. So I'm subtracting the 3x over. Then I'm dividing by 2. So y equals -3/2 x plus 3. M equals -3/2. B equals 3. This means I'm beginning at 0, 3. I could move down 3 for the -3, right 2, or I can switch where the negative is. So I can move up 3, left -2, or back 2. So I begin at 0, 3, and let's see how I can move. So I need to move down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 2. I can do it again, 1, 2, 3, right 2. Put the ruler on. Do the best you can. And label it with the original. So now you've graphed lines. These are my 2 favorite ways of doing it. So either make a chart, or you can move the slope and y-intercept. So we'll practice a few of these. Thank you for your time and have an awesome day.